Spoiler warning for everything through Battleground. We haven't done a Dresden Theory video in a while, so I need to fix that. So apparently there's some people out there who think that Thomas Raith is going to take over Amoracchius and wield the sword and become a Knight of the Cross. Now that seems a little bit weird, doesn't it? I know, right? So besides the whole irony thing about Thomas Raith being, a succubus, a white court vampire, somebody who feeds off of emotions and draining people's souls, and the god that Michael and the rest of the Knights of the Cross serve, is kind of like the opposite of that. He's full of love and justice. No, he's not a Sailor Scout, but kind of the same idea, I guess. So how would this theory actually work out? Well, first of all, Thomas's main motivation, which is super ironic considering everything, is love. He does everything for the love of Justine. He does everything for the love of his unborn child. And to an extent, he's also motivated by the love that he has for his brother. Now, Word of Jim says that we're not going to get Amoracchius back in the mix until the Big Apocalyptic Trilogy. So that sword is not going to come into play until it is absolutely needed in the story. You know who else is sidelined? Thomas. After Peace Talks in Battleground, Thomas is basically in grown-up timeout right now. And by that I mean Demon Reach. He's in a cell. He's kind of on the edge of expiring right now, and he really needs to feed. This could possibly lead to a story arc involving rebirth and redemption and all those other things that just sort of fit the Knights of the Cross. We know that Sonya was a Denarian at one point, and now he is redeemed. He was able to become a Knight of the Cross, and so we know that a White Court vampire is probably, I don't know where they fall in the hierarchy, but if a Denarian can become a Knight of the Cross, I'm sure a White Court vampire could become the Knight of the Cross. Also, at this point, Thomas's demon is about to eat him up because he hasn't been feeding. And if Thomas is able to somehow defeat that demon, that would just be a great rebirth story, because then he wouldn't be a White Court vampire anymore. He might be human. I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below if you have opinions on this. But Thomas has a great potential to change in a great moment of need. And that just plays into the whole Sword of the Cross type thing really well. Also, we know he can fight. Now, there are some ways that this could not work out. First of all, Thomas might not have the right kind of faith. We know that faith in the Dresden universe, in order to be a Knight of the Cross and to sort of tap into that faith power, doesn't necessarily have to be religious faith. Harry has faith in his magic, and we know that the other Knights of the Cross have their own faith in their own things. For example, Butters is Jewish. Michael Carpenter might be the quintessential Catholic Knight of the Cross dude, but he's not a Knight of the Cross anymore. So we know that faith can look very, very different to different people. Another very obvious thing is that Jim Butcher really, really hates it when people, make up fan theories on things that are actually going to happen. So he probably hates his channel, but whatever. And since this fan theory is actually pretty popular, he might have seen it, been like, oh, I was going to do that, but now I'm not, because I'm Jim Butcher and that's just what I do. I could totally see him doing that. And another fan theory that is a little bit more under the radar right now, but also pertains to who's going to wield Amoracchius, is that Lara Raith will actually be the one to wield Amoracchius. And that's because she might still have the capacity to love. After all, when she was making a certain kind of film, she was married and she was doing her acting under her married name. So there might be something there that we can play with later. Also, we know that Susan wielded the sword, Karen Murphy also wielded the sword, and look what happened to them. Since Harry Dresden is supposed to die alone, and this apparently does not want to stay on my head, I guess my theories are just too good. There might just be a rite of passage for Harry's love interests to wield the sword, and then they expire. Because, Harry's supposed to be forever alone. If you have thoughts or feelings about this fan theory, leave me a comment down below. And if you like what I do, please hit the subscribe button and join the Caffeination. We'd love to have you. I talk a lot about Dresden Files. I talk about theories. I also talk about urban fantasy and other fantasy books that I think are really, really awesome, including ones you've probably never heard of. Like, share, subscribe on all your social media. And if you think I suck at this, I probably do. Leave me a comment down below and I'll try to suck better next time. Bye.